after having to take a week off. And proud to announce a new sponsorship deal with Disgruntled Motorsports. Thank you guys for your backing. God, I couldn't be happier. That was a long process to deal with. Marty and Jamie, you guys have been dealing with it with me as well. And Disgruntled Motorsports, man, group of military vets that love cars. And here we are. We're doing a different type of cars here. This is iRacing that we primarily do. If you're not familiar with it, it is a simulation motorsports on PC. As much as I'd love to be in a real car, it is very expensive, and this is also becoming a very expensive hobby. But thank you for taking us on board. Glad to have you with us, and glad to have your logo on our cars. And like I said, we got Jamie and Marty in here with us. Another Jamie, another veteran, and Marty, law enforcement, which I can kind of relate to. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I didn't know this was a hobby.
Well, this is
I spent way too much money for it to be a hobby.
Oh God. Well, like I said, it's become a business for me now. So those of you that aren't familiar with us, we created a channel, New Mission Motorsports. This is a channel that, or a streaming channel for iRacing. The goal is to bring out awareness of veteran suicide and support veterans and their families in need. All donations and subscriptions and everything like that goes to, right now, the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association, a 503c tax agency, nonprofit, helps veterans and their families. And we are very proud to be doing this. We're having a great time for the most part doing it, but it's been an enjoyable process. We are progressing, and thank you guys for listening in. I hope you guys join our community. So yeah, sorry we had to miss last week, guys.
Yeah, somebody had to go be a badass and do some racing and stuff.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys have done these extreme experience like motorsports things. My wife got it for me for my birthday, and God, it was a blast. However, some of those stringent rules and stuff that they have was more scary than driving the car. I was getting ready to do the briefing. You have to go through a briefing before you actually get to run. And it was a track that we are all here, like Jamie and Marty and I, we're all familiar with, Charlotte Motor Speedway. We know the track. I did a lot of practicing, but they had rules like you can't come within 4 feet of the apex, 2 tires off the track at all, or even hitting the paint was an automatic disqualification.
Whoa.
Yeah, out. I actually got a warning at one point where I got too close to it. The guy gave me a warning. I was just so used to, I mean, that's the sim world that we run allows us to be familiar with these types of cars to an extent. And I understand it is a computer sim. Some people blow it off, say it's just a car or it's just a game, but I think those of us that do it, we learn. You know, it's racing in its own way.
Yeah, and we're used to pushing it, basically to its limits.
Yeah,
you're pushing into a corner basically right on the fold of out of control. So
yeah,
to do that, to go to having to not be able to hit your apex and stuff, definitely has to be difficult.
and that was tough. Like I said, hitting the paint was an automatic, you're off the track. So that would have been, I think it was $600 gone. And then 2 tires, if you hit 2 tires off the track, it was an automatic additional $200. 4 tires off the track was an additional $500, I believe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. So I'm going into this thing, like I practiced on the iRacing, the FR 500, which is very much similar to what I was running. I ran the Mustang 500 GT, 760 horsepower. God, that thing was amazing. It was fun to drive.
It's like, come on, guys, it's not even a manual.
Yeah, and it wasn't a manual. But God, does this thing go. The guy did say, he's like, you're braver than a lot of people that have gotten into this car without wrecking it. So I was just like, well, I mean, I was a little more familiar with it. Thank God for iRacing and the practice and everything. but knowing that it would be just if I touched the paint, I'd be out, or $200 just to touch the grass. Man, I was a lot more conservative. Like,
Golly, that's some expensive grass.
oh, that was stupid. It was really stupid. Like, it was just $200 for it was like an inspection fee to have the car looked over. And then if there's any damage, you had to pay for the damage as well. And this is with the insurance.
Were all the cars Mustangs?
No, there was Audis, there was the Mustang, of course, Audis, there's Porsche 911 GT3, Lamborghini Huracan was there. Oh my God, I can't even remember. I got a couple pictures, I'll post them up here, but
Jamie
my
would
God.
probably agree with me. I was thinking maybe it was just Mustangs, because those Mustang drivers, they're so terrible. That's probably why why it costs so much. They expect you to wreck on like the first like quarter mile.
Fucking liability insurance.
Well, I know when I went out there, whenever the Mustang went out there, they cleared the grandstands. So
everybody behind the wall.
Yeah.
This guy's hit the pole.
You have a shitty graphics card.
Yeah. There you go. Well, thank you for that. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, during the briefing, they gave us like we're sitting there teaching us the stuff that we already know, the apexing, how to apex, how to brake, and yada yada yada. And it, like to me, I was kind of disappointed because it was like teach me something I don't know, but I guess it is what it is. But then they warned us. They're like, okay, there's a couple cars on the track that you really need to pay attention with. And the first one they came up with is the Huracan Evo. And their concern was like, hey, this is all-wheel steer. So yeah, it was not like the car was gorgeous. I believe I do have a picture of it. They came up with that one. It's like, all right, so the next one, they're like, hey, you got to be really careful with this. You touch the gas and it goes, and it was the Mustang. And I was like, fuck. Man. I was so excited for it, but then at the same time, hearing all these prices of getting fined and everything like that, I'm like, and I get the car that everybody's the most worried about. That's great.
Yep. Too many YouTube videos.
Yeah. I mean, you touch the gas on this thing, like iRacing, the FR500, you have room to just pedal it, go. And this thing,
But it's iRacing now.
it is iRacing, and that's it's a skill set, and I acknowledge that, but it's a different skill set. Like, God, I don't even know how to explain it. There are things that iRacing does do well, and this is just off my observation between these two cars and what the real world is. iRacing does do the general physics well. It does get you familiar with it. It is a lot of fun. Everybody's on the same page, so you are racing. But the absolute grip level this car had last week that I actually ran, and the torque behind it and everything, I don't think the sim does well with that. Like, this thing could grip. Yeah.
That's how I feel about dirt track racing. Like, you can't feel yourself pushing the berm and stuff like that. That's one reason that like I love dirt track racing. I'm just not as good at it on iRacing, but I can't feel where I have moisture, where I'm ripping the lip and building up that berm.
Absolutely. I mean, you feel the when it gets dark and slick, you feel that, and then you notice your times. That's about it. But
you don't have that actual feel.
No, not unless you get one of those sim rigs, which I've seen one for like 27,000. I can't do it.
As much as I wreck, I'd probably break it.
Or yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think Jamie's his steering wheel is loud. Just think if he was in a in a sim rig, you're like, oh, somebody just hit Jamie. It's like
the pistons and actuators fall off, and the shocks just fall apart.
You just hear him giggling like a schoolgirl.
His nurse wife comes in. Oh my God, you need a tourniquet. Let's go.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd like to try one with in an off-road truck.
Oof.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Because I like that stuff a lot.
Well, I had to laugh.
Do you get the ups and downs with it though?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on I guess there's gonna be people that probably correct me because I'm wrong, but I think there's like a 2-way, a 4-way, and like a 6-way actuation system. So it's like front and back, or front, back, left and right, and then front, back, and then diagonals. I guess that'd be 8. But
Six way is whenever you have a purple Jeep. You know, you pretty much go every way.
Oh my God. Son of a bitch. Yes, I have a purple Jeep. All right.
oh, the Hamburglar.
No. Was it the Grimace guy? Yeah.
Yeah, Grimace.
I had a guy who wanted to put a sticker of that on the damn Jeep, and I was like, that looks like a fucking walking butt plug. No.
So what track layout did y'all have? Like, did y'all get to do NASCAR one, or was it the smaller, like,
It was a
Legends infield?
smaller infield one.
So basically, you take a right coming out instead of going to the oval. You're taking a right and coming back to
Like towards pit lane.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we were actually in the garage area. That's where you start.
Oh, okay.
And you rolled out onto the track. Okay, so let's say you're doing a NASCAR one, just get you familiar. You go cross start finish line, you turn into turn 1, and you start going up that hill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we pretty much started. And then it goes around that big rectangle part around like you normally would. And it actually does a double loop. Like you turn for NASCAR, you make that left-hand turn to go on a little straight and then back out onto NASCAR 1.
Yeah.
Instead of going straight there onto that turn, you actually did a loop and then came back around double.
You make that extra 2 loops. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the original NASCAR loop. But
Yeah.
they made it go back there just to that thing, that's single or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how the Legends are. If you look at the Legends track on iRacing, that's
What
pretty
about,
much it.
is that the Rallycross one too for like the Pro 2 lights?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't
I
done
love
too much of that.
Slang it into that turn 1 right there.
And I wanted to too. Like I said, man, I was like, I'm just not spinning this thing out, man. They said a set of tires.
It's made for that.
It is, but they said a set of tires, if you flat spotted the tires, I think was a minimum $1,500 bucks.
Oh, Jesus.
And I don't know what car that was for. I mean, obviously all these cars had different size tires, but there's like,
Probably
yeah,
the
$1,500
Civic.
bucks. And I'm like, no, I'm good. That's the only disappointing part about it is I wanted to get the full experience, but I'm like, I don't have the money to do that. If something goes wrong, I can't pay for this. My wife will kill me.
Yeah, that's where they make all their money then.
Yeah, no, and they've said it. They said that a guy, what was it? I believe it was the Evo. He hit a cone with the front of the Evo and it smashed the bumper up, broke it up. And even after the insurance and everything, that guy's share was $6,000.
Jeez.
And I'm
Be able
like,
to take that fucking cone home with you.
yeah, no, that cone is mine now. So's that bumper.
Yeah,
What kind of cone is that?
Yeah, they said that because it was carbon fiber, it's made for that car. They said altogether it was little over $15,000, but that guy's share was six grand.
How does carbon fiber break from a cone though?
because
I don't know.
brittle. It's supposed to, like, the way that they have it, it's when on impact, it's supposed to disperse energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it'll bend a little bit, but
Yeah, and they said one of the biggest things too that came with that is obviously this is a specialty car, so for them to get the new bumper, they had to order it.
yeah,
And it took them almost a month to get it. And so now
Yeah.
anybody that purchased this experience with that car for the next month either had to reschedule or do a different car. So like it screwed everything all up. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be that guy.
It's
Well,
probably on a ship in China.
Yeah.
it sounds like that they have that kind of like poorly financially ran. Like if you're running something like that, you wouldn't want your car, that makes you however much money a day to be down for a month. So you would think that they would have like
Multiple
spare parts,
Yeah. I mean, I would think so too, unless they have them, unless they have like multiple these racing experiences around the country, and maybe somebody else has an extra one or something, you can bounce it. Yeah, you reschedule. I don't know, but like, yeah, they said it was down. Was that?
So yeah, like a U-Haul.
Yeah, What you towing back there? Yeah, you got this little U-Haul towing a freaking Huracan Evo. Like,
Yeah, it's something I had thought about doing for my nephew for his graduation gift, but after hearing all this, I don't think I want to.
well, the
You know,
NAS. Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, the one that those racing experiences can be kind of sketchy sometimes. And I've done one of them before, but it was a sprint car on a dirt track.
Oof.
And that was a lot of fun, but it was a piece of shit, you know.
Oh
like,
yeah.
the front wing came off and shit.
Yeah,
and
they're
then,
probably
like,
not well maintained.
it like bounced off, and then the dude like unclipped the cotter pin, and then he's like, all right, go ahead. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Well, they had the NASCAR experience going there as well, and the kids loved that. I mean, we could go right up to the pit wall, and the cars were right there. But these were obviously older cars. And I talked to one of the dudes that was there that did it, and he's like, "Well, you get like 8 minutes, which is fine." But like their rules were kind of stringent too. Like they wanted you in fourth gear before you even got off the pit road. And
Yeah, so you
then,
oh,
yeah, and I'm just like, okay. He's like, yeah, and then if you have a ride along with you, they'll actually shift it for you to make sure. And I'm like, what the hell? Where's his fun in that? Like, to me, that would annoy me. I mean, I get it if you don't know how to do it, but which is great for that. But yeah,
You
and
mean
then
they're
all of a
not
sudden, like,
automatics?
no, they're not. They were the 4-speed. I'm surprised they're not automatics. But they were actually doing the large oval at Charlotte, and it was cool to watch. But you could tell they were governed out. One, some of the cars would just go by, and people are taking it easy, driving it slow. Okay, to each his own. But then you get the people that you knew were a little more experienced, and they would be governed out before they even hit the start finish line. You'd hear this car just all the way down the, and I'm rolling. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just waiting for this motor to go.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yep. Well, I
They'd
mean, if
like
you,
they'd turn it off. You know how like you go to like a go-kart track or something like that, and they could just like hit the button that like kills all the engines. That would be me.
shit. Well, they actually
It's-
had a go-kart race going that day too. That was fun to watch.
they did that to me at Charlotte in a Legend.
They
Wait,
killed
nope.
your engine.
Yeah, because so my brother is really fast. He's great in a Legend, and I showed up to like do a bike race in Winston-Salem, right?
Yeah.
And so when I was in Winston-Salem, I stayed with my brother, and we go to Charlotte to the Legends track there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're Sheldon's brother. Yeah, you can drive. Hop on in." And like, that was a mistake. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. So I ripped that thing up. Had a great time.
Man,
They
I
shut
want,
me down though. They put me down to 2 cylinders before I got out of turn 4.
oh, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
I want to get more real life racing time again. I mean, it's been a long time, but oh man, just having those kind of rules like they had there, it made me more nervous. Because yeah, the financial part and the aspect of it, I was like, I can't.
Might as well just buy your own car and wreck it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell, like you get 4 laps, which wasn't much, but I watched my replay here at home and I could see I was being really conservative. The last lap, you could see I was actually getting it a little more because I was more comfortable. But 4 laps, by the time you get done with 4 laps, you're like, well, now I'm getting comfortable and you're not letting me do it anymore. I could do another 4 laps for an additional 600. But I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the
Maybe
big one.
like maybe Daytona or Talladega or like Nürburgring or something like that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was expecting the car to act more like it did in the sim, and in the sim it's really loose. Like you're waiting for it. You're always trying to catch this loose ass or car, or sometimes it goes tight. This thing wrapped the corners like it was glued to the surface.
Yeah, that Mustang, especially going into a corner, especially if you're going downhill or something. Whenever you downshift and you start braking, that thing wants to break loose on the sim.
Yeah. Well, going into Oh God. When you first get into the infield there and you go over that arc to the left and it swoops down to the straight to where you're going into that right as you're going into the infield, that was the most fun in that car. Because you're going uphill, still giving it gas. Then you take that left, and you're still in the gas. Then you're gunning it. And one time I was going there and it shifted on me as I was hitting the brakes, and I hit the brakes hard because that was one I had the most fun with it. And I knew I had the grip. The back end actually started to jump around on me. And I caught it. And the dude was like, he like grabbed it and he's like, good catch, good catch. I was like, whoo. You could hear the downshift too from the transmission. And it was like, oh. But
And
yeah.
that's why the automatics suck.
Yeah, well, I actually thought that was going into the wall. I was like, oh, fuck.
So, well, here comes $2,000.
Yeah, shit, that'd have been cheap. Well, I told him beforehand. He goes, you ever driven one of these? I'm like, I joke. I was like, iRacing? He's like, oh, you're one of them.
He's like, oh, shit.
He's like, can somebody switch me? Somebody else
you
switch
guy.
me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he said
Here.
He appreciated how like safe I was trying to be, but he's like, you're one of the bravest we've had out here without screwing it up. I was like, well, that doesn't say much because you guys wouldn't let us do much.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, 1200 I rating. That's why.
It's 1300 now. Ooh. Moving on up.
Shaking in my pantaloons.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm about 4,500, so you got a ways to go.
Hey,
showing up by him.
I'm going up.
He's like, no, I actually race here.
Yeah.
I do this to pay for fuel, so please don't fucking kill me.
Well, that was the thing I called out too when I got in there. The low fuel light was on. I was like, "There's no gas in this thing." He's like, "Oh no, there's not much left." I'm like, "So the back end's gonna be a little light, huh?" He goes, "Oh, you're smart." I was like, "Well, yeah, I've got no weight on the rear axle right now." It had like, I think it was like maybe 20 miles till empty or something like that. I'm like, "Fuck."
Can we put some lead in the trunk?
Yeah, right. He's like, you ever driven anything with 760 horsepower? It's like, your mom. I mean, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
With
all
no
the time.
fuel.
Yeah, I mean, it's my grocery getter, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see my Jeep?
Yeah, right.
It's like anybody that could drive that Jeep can drive the 700 horsepower.
Yes.
Yeah. If I can handle this hog.
Yes, my blistering fast, angry purple Jeep versus a GT 500. I'm sure the Jeep would win.
I drove a lifted Jeep one time, and that's why I did not drive it 2 times.
Right. I love
Like,
my Jeep.
Drafting off of like semis in Florida, and they were just smoking me. I'm like, this is terrible.
Well, here in Virginia, we don't get much snow and stuff, and we got a lot of snow this winter.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, no, everybody. I was watching people get stuck, and I'm just like, it was great. Like I just drive by, and they're like, "Help us out." I'm like, "No, I don't like you."
They're like, wow, that chick in the purple Jeep is like killing it. Oh, never mind.
It doesn't even look like she's in 4-wheel drive.
You know, the funny thing is there's 3 purple Jeeps here. Okay, I get it. There's 3 purple Jeeps here in town, and only one of them is a woman.
Must be an army thing.
Yes, you're Air Force. Shut up.
I know. Our Jeeps are blue.
Yeah, so are your balls.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, shit, I got nothing.
No, it's not that I have nothing. My wife brought me a breakfast sandwich and some fruit. So I didn't even hear your joke. That's how important that was.
Oh,
dang.
He missed it. Well,
Well, listen back to Mission Brief podcast.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to actually listen to the podcast.
Yeah, found on all available areas to get podcasts.
Oh, maybe we'll have 4 listens.
We've
5.
actually had quite a few. We've actually been doing pretty good.
Good.
So I'm not sure
Welcome aboard, Disgruntled Vets.
Yeah, Disgruntled Motorsports, welcome aboard. We'll see how things go. I mean, there's some we'll talk offline a little bit about it, but yeah, there's a couple issues I'm working out, trying to figure out, but we're doing pretty good.
Sweet.
Just trying to keep
Excited to keep growing.
Yeah, just trying to keep this a friendly environment, especially for veterans. And again, opinions and everything are welcome.
We're growers, not showers.
Yeah, that is.
Neither.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Why do you like fast cars? Compensating. Leave me alone.
Yeah, everybody hates the Jeep or my Cummins until it's time to pull somebody out of a ditch.
Oh, pretty much. I've already been asked.
Tiger sauce. Tiger sauce signing.
Is that what he's using?
Oh yeah.
I need some more.
Goal.
But what I did do is I ordered 3 bags of praline pecan coffee from Community Coffee, and it's delicious.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you said something interesting there. Reminded me. You said pecan. Good old Kevin McCann. He lives somewhere near me here. And this guy, if you don't know him, he's really dominant in our series. He's a great driver, but damn is he. If he's in the lobby with you, you ain't gonna win. So driving down to Charlotte, I drove through where he lives, and I thought about it. I was like, man, I should try to find where he lives and smash his sim rig.
Golly. Aggressive are we?
That guy's good, man.
That's hateful.
He'd probably snipe. Yeah, he'd probably snipe you before you got there.
Dude, that guy,
'Cause he
man.
knew you were coming because he's an alien.
I would love to learn off of that guy. I don't know how he does half the things he does, but good Lord, I was sitting there. I was like, this is McCann territory here.
Yeah,
In the
him and
sim
Brian
racing
have been
world,
on
he's
this-
good. What's that?
Yeah, him and Brian have been on the sim for a really long time. They got
Yeah.
a lot of experience.
Well, remember he said when he joined the GT3 leagues with us on Wednesday nights, he's like, "Oh, I'm just here to get a little practice," as he's dominating every fucking race. Like I'm just here. Like I finished 3rd one race, and I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I'm coming across the line to take my white flag, and that's Kevin McCann behind me taking the checkered, and I'm in 3rd. And I was like, "Holy shit!" And this is a road course. I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, "I'm done."
Yeah, that's crazy.
God, is he good?
Yeah, one day I'll be like that. One day
Yeah, I don't.
I'll be in my 60s, but
Yeah, by then my reaction time's gonna suck so bad I'll freaking crash on a straightaway.
exactly.
Shit.
My eyesight's gonna be gone, and I'll be touching the grass and stuff on straightaways and spinning.
That's $200 right there.
Oh God!
Oh, if you're spinning, no, that's $1,000. You're done.
So is that 1,200 off track and a spin?
Oh, and the tires. So you're just screwed. I don't like. Oh my god. That's the thing is they're like begging us. They're like, "Hey, you're here to race a supercar.
Yeah.
Get it. You know, get in there, have some fun, get it." And I was like, "You got the money for me to get it?" I mean, accidents happen, and like they're like nobody. There's people out there trying to go fast, but you could tell people are holding back, especially on the straights because they had the cones set up. Like, here's your release cone, here's your braking cone, and people are like backing way off. They're like, "No, I ain't fucking with that." So it was fun though.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to do it still.
Oh, I still would love to do it again. I'd love to do NASCAR one too, but I'd probably blow that motor. So, oh, it is what it is. Hey everybody, if you like what you're hearing right now, check out New Mission Motorsports on Twitch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Check out their YouTube page, check out their Facebook page. We're everywhere. Also, if you're looking for a great racing league, check out Freaky Fast Racing, currently running Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, trucks and GT3s. Check us out, follow us, like, subscribe, show your friends. Hey, appreciate all your help. The only channel dedicated to helping veterans and their families. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
So what kind of cars do you guys like to drive?
LMP2s.
LMP2.
Tell us about it.
Why do you like the LMP2?
me too, oddly enough.
And I've never driven them yet, so I don't know. It's all you.
It's like a rocket ship, and I'm slow as shit, right? Like I'm running like I think it's a Watkins Glen boot. I'm running like a 133.7. And then like the fast guy in the qualifying is running like a 131.8. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go over here and frig off. Like I'm gonna be bottom split Joe, and that's cool.
Well,
so but I really enjoy it. They're super fast, and I know it sounds weird, but they're kind of forgiving. And I've been starting in the back because the races are chaos.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude, it's like 170-mile-an-hour landmines. It's great.
I haven't run any of them.
I passed a dude coming out of the chicane. I saved the replay. He came out of the chicane, and I like got him on the inside, dude. My heart was like because I didn't like, dude, I don't want to lose any more I rating. I might drop to C class if I keep screwing up. So it's like everybody thinks that my car is like the bumper car.
You were A class, weren't you? Now you're B, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I was like an
Man, why you gotta throw him out there like that? Jeez.
I didn't mean to throw him out there. It happens.
like an A, like 3.3 or 3.4 with like a 2100 I rating. So I was like doing decent, right?
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, after that LMP2 race this morning or whatever the fuck it's called, I'm a B173 with like a 1400 I rating.
Hey, I almost lost B class and went to C.
I know. I was at 1.07. I was like, dude, I'm gonna sell all my shit. Like, I quit.
We got to watch Corey's run from run to 2000, go to run to 1000.
Oh, it did. It did. It absolutely did.
That was a hell of a week.
I was so pissed. Like, and it was never like I'm just sitting there driving along, and here comes this asshole coming out of the pits and just, hey, I'm gonna go left. Bam, runs into me. And it's like, what the Yeah, I'm like, hey guys, my goal this year is to hit 2,000 I rating across the board, except the jumpy trucks. I hate those stupid things. That's all you, Jamie. Those stupid trucks. But I'm like, road to 2,000. I hit like a 1,000, almost 900.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god.
it hurts my soul. Like,
Oh, it did.
I was racing a sim lab race. I was winning, like leading. And the only reason why the dude behind me was still there is because of the draft, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the little Miata, just fucking right. And like just like I need power. Anyways, and the dude was like blinking all over the place. It looked like he was driving a monster truck, just like right. And next thing you know, I have like 4X, and nothing happened. And then he's like appears inside of my car. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, dude, you're blinking all over the place, you know? And then he did it again, gave me an 8X.
Jeez.
And like the whole, like my car flashes in and out. And then all of a sudden it's like wadded up. And then I was like, this is ridiculous, you know? Like, just go by. Like, just go by.
Yeah.
And then, so he's like alongside of me going into turn 1 at Watkins Glen. And he just fucking disappears. And I was like, this is sweet. This is super sweet. So I slam on the brakes, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let him go. And apparently he did the same thing. And we hit, and it gave me 4X, and like it eventually disqualified me. Like I was leading and then got disqualified because of a blinker.
That's some bullshit. Well,
that was the start of my demise, dude. It's all downhill from there.
Kind of like what you and I were talking about in Messenger this morning when I was like, hey, earn 50 this race, lose 48 the next race. Yay, +2 for the day. But I had I can't remember which one of you was watching when I had that one. We're at Daytona. I was running the Mustang again. I was in second. And I had finished the first race in second, and I gained like 80 I rating points. And then coming to the line, my internet went out when they pulled the plug.
Yeah, and you were a lap down.
Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
pissed. Like last lap, last turn, all of a sudden
That
my
was funny
internet
as
company
shit.
decides to go, "Hey, you're almost done. Pull the plug." And then it didn't even register that I came across the line. I still had to do a whole nother lap. I went from second again to dead last. And out of 2 races, I ended up earning like maybe 4 points.
Yeah, that was dope.
I was so pissed. Live on Twitch, New Mission Motorsports, and I get screwed by my internet company. I had to shut down the stream and everything.
The last
Yeah.
time I really raged was I finally got me a win. I went like plus 97 or something like that in my I rating. And man, I was excited. I was like, yeah, let's do this again. And I did the same race again. Got wrecked out by somebody. I think ended up getting last or something. And I got negative, I think 96. I was like, what was the point of the win?
Yep.
Like at the end of 2 races, I gained 1 point.
But you got to win.
Jamie, you were there, I believe, whenever I was like raging about it.
Yeah, dude, I was in the messenger. I was like, holy shit, this dude's mad. And like I can understand, like completely. You know?
Like the highest of highs and like the lowest of lows, like.
And it can be back to back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I won a what was it? No, I won a Las Vegas race in the truck. And that got me 102 I rating points. And then that was like the end of the week. And then we went to Atlanta. And I was like, man, I'm going to do the Xfinity B car. So I qualified like, I think 6th. I was the number 12 car, I think, in the field, something like that. Lap 2, turn 1, dude underneath me lost control of it, came up and hit my right or my left rear, spun me up into the wall and then back down the track, and all of a sudden caused a huge pile up. I ended up dead last, 102 points, and then I lost like 98 or something like that, 95. I was like, man, I don't care anymore.
I've gotten to the point where like I just start in the back. I don't even qualify. Like I don't even do that because I know that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to qualify dead nuts in the middle of the class because I can't qualify to save my life.
No, I can't
do it. You know, I'm just like, where do I hit the brakes? You know, and that's not good. And then I wad it up in the wall. So what I do is I just start in the back.
Yeah.
And then I just like slowly go faster until I crash or finish.
That's usually what I do for Monday and Friday nights. Usually that first big crash happens somewhere in the middle. So I just kind of hang on to the draft in the back, let the big crash happen. And then second stage, I start to run. Because if you get screwed in that first stage and you go more than 1 lap down because you get crashed, your whole race is screwed.
Well, it's like Friday night. I got wrecked on lap 5 by the 37. And he was deemed at fault from race control, but lap 5 out of a 95-minute race is supposed to be an estimated 120 laps, which it didn't get that far, obviously, but with all the cautions we had. But yeah, within the first few minutes, I've already used my quick repair that we were given.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not a...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm not a big fan of the quick repair, especially when you get multiple and then you get people driving like morons because they have the quick repair.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's causes some people to be a little more reckless. But yeah, I mean, it was just a stupid move by somebody. I don't blame him totally. It was just a dumb move. But
See,
yeah, I mean, there went my quick repair.
Yeah, I like having it because of somebody else's stupid move that
Yeah.
usually takes me out. 9 out of 10, my quick repair is because somebody else caused the crash, not something that I did.
Likewise.
Besides hammered them as they crashed.
Yeah. Well, it's like what, a few weeks ago we were at Daytona and I was coming out of the pits and some guy came across the grass and like he was trying to get off the track. So yeah, I'm gonna cross the grass and get on pit road and just drove right into my side door.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a
Good job.
I've had a couple really good ones and I've saved like a couple replays, but I hate going back because I get the stupid brain injury, dude. I can't remember like what lap it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyways, I had a dude at Daytona. We were running the sprint series with the GT3s, and we were coming into whatever it'd be one. I don't know, fucking after the hairpin. You got turn one, which is a left-hander. Then you go through the little squiggly thing. Then you have a horseshoe. Then you come back down through the chute, hang a left, and then there's like that right there.
Yeah.
Like the sweeper right. Well, some dude in a Porsche locked the brakes up in the braking zone to that last right-hander right there. And he went scooting through the grass, dude, and took out like fucking 4 dudes. And they just like, they like exploded out of the track, dude. They went to the moon. And it was like, oh my God. Like, had one of those, dude, passed a dude in the chicane at Watkins Glen. Almost got taken out. It's been great.
Well, that's the downside to the sim racing that we do. Like for me, I take it kind of seriously because this is my chance to be competitive in something. You know, I don't have the financial backing or the ability to get a race car like I want and to take it seriously and compete on an actual track. Where, I mean, even though this has been really expensive, people that see this as a game, they just, oh, well, whatever. I'm just going to gun it through the grass. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, no big deal. But it's like, to some people, it might have been, especially when you actually are running for points.
Yeah.
So
I don't think anybody has used a fast repair quicker than me at
Watkins Glen.
At Watkins Glen in the Freaky Fast Truck League. Like
that was funny. I'm sorry.
It's
you got shit hammered on the pace lap, didn't you?
Yeah.
It shoved him into the pits.
The green came out. The guy spun his tires, hit me, smashed me into the wall, and put me into pit lane. I had a meatball before I even hit the start finish line. My pit stall was not even at the start finish line. I hadn't even taken the green yet.
Like I just put it in first gear and gunned it, and that thing just whoop. Oh man, watching that though. I mean, I didn't see it happen. I saw it after, and I was just rolling, dude. I'm sorry, that was funny.
Yeah,
that shit is funny.
that shit is funny. And then the same dude wrecked you later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
that thing got later.
Yeah, and then he wrecked me too.
Yeah. Oh, he hit me, and then no, that's right. He hit me, then Kevin, then he hit Marty for the second time. But somewhere in there, he wrecked you, Jamie. I know that. I can't remember where. That was the last lap before he got kicked because he took Marty out, and Marty's like, "Fuck this, it's gone."
Yeah, Girl Scout.
Yeah.
He's like, "Admin power, goodbye."
That's when Jamie started calling me the Führer.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was funny too because like, didn't the guy like go to his dad?
Like no, they were both racing.
Oh, they were both racing.
The dad always runs the GT3 league, and that was the first time he had ran the trucks. And he had his son join him.
Oh, okay. I was like, did this dude really just get his dad on the mic?
No. And the guy was in his 20s too. Like I thought he was younger, but he was in his 20s.
Oh, I was gonna say he's driving like that pissed off teenager from State Farm, or like that mayhem guy. I'm an 18-year-old girl driving with my knee, putting on my lipstick, reading a book.
Protect yourself from things like me. Protect yourself from mayhem.
Yeah.
Driving my purple Jeep.
We're not paid from State Farm yet. The purple Jeep. That thing would fuck you up.
After I just came from Charlotte driving a Mustang, I will run you over in your Kia Rio.
It probably would, dude. It probably run one of those over, no problem.
How was your speeding on the way home?
If his Jeep could do it a lot more.
The funny thing is you're not wrong. The funny thing is there was a lot of cops. I think we're on 77 coming north. I think it was, and there were cops everywhere. I'm like, man.
Dude, I could leave the dirt track like after the races that night, and like I like step on it all the way home. It's like I didn't even race that night. It's just like the feeling of, you know, watching the speed and stuff. It's like just can't control it. You want to do it.
Man, it was so much fun. For those few minutes that I was in the car, I think the whole thing was I don't know, maybe 4 minutes or so.
That's what our wives must feel like.
Yeah. But I mean, everything was gone. Like I didn't think about anything. It was just me in the car, and it was just, well, and this guy yapping next to me.
Just like our wives.
Yeah. Well, this guy was
Ashley,
giving hand
what-
signals too. He's like doing these little hand gestures, like "Give me more speed, slow down, hit the brakes, stop the gas," and I'm just like, "Dude, leave me alone."
Ashley, what's the best 2 minutes of your life?
She's like, after when you're quiet.
Shit.
Oh my god. She
When
just,
you're
she
on
just
it.
gives me a I don't know with like her hands up.
That
There's
shit,
so
man.
many great ones. I can't. How can I just pick one?
Anything over 2 minutes then. We're not gonna count the below 2 minutes.
Well, I guess we never reached that point there. No, just kidding.
I mean, an
Anyway.
energy drink.
Yeah, I could use one too. Had to get up this morning and get the kids together, and I had to finish the yards I started yesterday. Mowing my
We need-
neighbor's yard. Now it takes me twice as long.
Yeah, we need to get the kids on one day. Now that we got everything kind of started, settling out with the sponsorship and stuff, we need to do a episode going through, introductories of who we are and stuff like that. And
Yeah, that sounds
Maybe-
awesome. I mean,
maybe get the kids on to say hi and stuff.
Is that introductions?
this is pretty much our deal now. This is our channel. I can't thank those of us or those that have supported us enough. I mean, this is a different kind of adventure that I'm used to, but it's been fun.
Oh, definitely.
Minus
Definitely.
minus the mechanical breakdowns of my computer.
Well, last week really showed, how much we enjoy doing it. Not having it to wake up to and being a part of that Sunday morning routine.
Well, like I said, man, if like last week was my fault. I mean, I had to do that. I mean, it was a birthday gift. I didn't have to do it. I
Oh,
took it.
no,
But it's like
absolutely.
you guys
Life
can-
happens. I'll ditch y'all to reach a car any day. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, but you guys can easily, like, if you guys wanted to do this, if I had to leave, go for it. You guys are as much of this as I am at this point. And
Yeah, but we didn't want it to be too great. It's like all of a sudden me and Jamie are like greatness, and then we're like, hey Corey,
yeah, I mean, you got to have the purple Jeep in here somewhere.
yeah,
The Grimace Mobile.
We gotta have the right demographics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to shave because we all three can't have beards
why not?
because that's
Somebody
weird.
got your fresh face.
That's weird.
I mean, your picture on the your little animated picture here that we got doesn't have a beard on you.
Yeah, you got the mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
1970s porno stash going.
Yeah,
Dude, it's a dope mustache.
It is.
that was like you should definitely go back with that mustache.
Get yourself Fu Manchu going. Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Can you get it to like twist at the end? Like do the old
Little
dude
hooks.
that would look awesome. Like
Yeah.
that would be your style.
Make
Rock
him look like a pirate.
Mustache.
All right, let's race some cars.
Arr. Start your engines. Arr.
I'm either gonna be faster or I'm gonna rage quit this bitch and get out of
Arr.
here.
Age quitting. I think it's I can have better shit to do with my time and also fuck that guy.
Yep.
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh my god.
I'm not rage quitting, but I hate that bastard. I'm leaving.
Yeah. I'm gonna have that dude as a friend, and then I'm gonna follow him to every race that he's in and fucking door him. That's what I.
Man, I've actually seen that was a protest on YouTube. There was somebody I gotta find the video now. This dude was like following him. I think it was the Arca Break video. But this dude was like following people and just wrecking them over and over again. And they kept like, we're gonna protest you. And he's like, go for it. It never works.
That's awesome.
In the iRacing code, you can't threaten to protest me.
Yeah, I mean, oh god. I hate protesters and I hate protesting. Settle it like people.
I don't have the patience to freaking clip the replay and wait and send it in. I'm just gonna flip my TV off and then go to the next jumpy truck race to make myself feel better.
I've tried to protest twice, and it was for like somebody driving backwards and shit. Like wrecks happen, but yeah, you get those people out there again. Some people take this as a game, which is fair enough. You can, but this guy driving backwards or the opposite direction on the track and just going through the grass to wreck people, and that's when like multiple people start protesting. But every time I submit a clip, that's why I quit doing it for true. But I was like, it wouldn't go through. There's always an error, and it's like, fuck this. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Somebody will get them.
I gotta get in touch with some of these guys and see if I can get I want to start like a jumpy truck league.
I'll spot. I hate those fucking things, man. They're like so slow, and it's like, hey, okay, I'm gonna take this turn. Oh, flipped over.
Yeah, I'll watch.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like I've tried, and they're like frumpy, cumbersome.
I think because those are the Pro 2 lights, they
Yeah.
can't, and they're kind of weird.
Pro 2s and Pro 4s are a lot more fun, but still not
Yeah.
that.
Pro 4s are where it's at. You have to have like ridiculous amount of throttle control for the Pro 4, and then for Pro 2, you just got to be able to sling it.
I did do a Volkswagen. Was it the Volkswagens all-wheel drive? I did one of those at USA Speedway a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. All-wheel drive on dirt, USA Speedway. Those things were all over the place.
Pro 2s at Tsuba. Those are fun.
I don't.
Nice small track.
I have a problem with the rally car because it takes a lot of finesse, like to really throw those cars and to drive them like how they should be. It takes a lot of finesse, and I don't have that.
Well, you can tell too, like some people that actually like purchase the parking brake edition, the add-on, when you go to a lot of these rally things, and with the cars especially, like I don't have it, so it's basically just trying to pitch it in there to get it to turn. Where you can see some people are on the straight, and all of a sudden the back end just goes around. It's like, well, he's got the parking brake.
I just set up on my wheel. I just set like the button for the.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I've got my buttons, and like I don't know, you guys probably never seen my wheel, but I've actually got like a label maker, and I'm like labeled these buttons because I'll forget. Like this one's my traction control, this one's my lights, this one's my tear off, this one's my Discord to race chat. Like I've got all these little labels on it. It's like there's so many options that iRacing gives you. Man, I got buttons all over the fucking place.
Nope.
I got to figure out how to use windshield wipers.
Oh fuck, I don't even have that one set up.
I can't wait for that.
People can't drive already. Let's make it a wet.
No.
Well, I mean, that's where I give iRacing a lot of credit though. Like again, like these cars are as realistic as you can get without getting behind the wheel. And there's so many functions that you can do, like so many different adjustments, spring ratios, wedge adjustments. It's not like the old NASCAR games where it's like you've got air, you've got wedge. That's about it. Like, no, you want to know you're like thousandths of an inch as far as spring travel and stuff like that, especially with the open setups.
Yeah, with the old NASCAR games, like it was so fun to like your setups made no sense, and it was the fastest ever. Like super speedway, you slam the back end
and
you
raise
take
the front.
The front goes all the way up, and like you take the thing up, and like it's like the fastest thing out there. You can't even see whenever you're bum drafting people.
Yep.
Because the front of your car is so high.
Was it NASCAR 12
that was
like that?
Oh, that was 08 or 09.
God, yeah. I think that it did that all throughout all of them. 11, 12. I think 11 was the one where they had Greg Biffle flipping on the front stretch for the opening. And that one was the same way. Oh, poor Biff. Welcome back to NASCAR, Biff. You're doing well.
You're doing nothing.
Well, I mean, he wasn't exactly the fastest dude when he was in NASCAR to begin with.
No.
Not bashing.
He's had his success.
He can drive like way better than any of us, but
yeah,
he is up in the top, quote unquote, top level of racing. So
he does better than any of us.
I mean, so is Rick Ware racing. I mean,
and also a good point.
That dude just pays for his own shit.
I mean, Landon Castle kept the ride for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a field filler.
I mean, well, Juan Pablo Montoya.
Hey, nobody wrecks a jet dryer like Juan Pablo.
Yeah.
You cannot pit maneuver the jet dryer.
What was
Yeah.
it Clint Boyer said? He's like, how many cars does it take to blow up a jet driver? Just one. I was like, that's great. Great.
Clint Boyer has been like, he's one of the only reasons why I watch NASCAR now.
Oh, I love Clint Boyer. I hope he never goes away.
He talks so much shit.
Oh,
when-
he's
When
yeah.
Tony Stewart's up there, oh my God.
Oh, I kind of had to laugh the other day. Like people were ragging on it and stuff. Like Briscoe got his first win at Phoenix, and Danica Patrick was in the booth, and they're like, "You always remember your first win." And whoever was up there with her, with Mike Joy, was like, "Yeah, the first win's awesome." And there's Danica. Yeah. It's like, well, you got the pole once.
You have a question?
I just wanted to raise my hand.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering what you were doing. I was like, wait a minute, what is this hand? The hand emoji just pops up out of nowhere.
That's how Jamie was like a couple of weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah.
we could see him. He'd have his hand up.
It's like, dude, just talk. We're just three guys talking.
Excuse me, mister, may I ask a question?
Mr. Harriges, Mr. Harriges, can I go to the bathroom?
Just don't take the camera with you.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Just sitting here talking like, so anyway.
Mute yourself.
So let me tell you how my morning went. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all were with me the whole time and y'all didn't know.
Whenever you get the munchies, don't get out the old MREs.
Oh.
That's gross.
Hey Ash, FedEx is here.
Hey, we got a dog in the conversation.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
one happy dog.
They're bringing me treats. They're bringing me treats.
I like dogs. It's like, I hate the mailman. I hate the get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Come back next week.
Show up again with your muscly calves.
Yeah. Well, it's like almost every day here. Like it's like we get a knock on the door and it's like, oh, there's FedEx. Oh, there's UPS. What the hell do we keep ordering?
I know my wife does that. It's like all of a sudden, like I get an email. It's like your Amazon order has shipped. I'm like, what the fuck? What else do we need?
Right?
And I'm waiting. Like the only thing I'm waiting on doesn't show up. You know, like my new wheelbase and wheel. It's not. You know.
Still not here.
No. That's why I haven't started streaming again, because if I race with this wheel now, it's like clack, 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 you know. I don't need that shit.
I love it. It's
I know
like
you do.
character.
That it just means that I'm getting after it. That's what that means.
I'm looking forward to seeing you with that wheel, but unfortunately, that means you're probably gonna be dominating again.
I don't know.
Like, well, Jamie's here, so either he's gonna win it or he's gonna wreck it. So
Yeah, and probably both. Probably both.
hey, as long as you're wrecking across the line in first, it doesn't matter.
It got to a point where I think we were racing GT3s, and I would run my car out of fuel, and I'd have to pit, and I would still win.
Shit.
Jeez.
Well, we had, I can't remember, Marty, I don't know if it was you or not. Somebody a couple weeks ago didn't do their math right and weighed little fuel. I was like, how did you even think that was going to be enough? No, it wasn't you. It was somebody else. I can't remember.
It wasn't me. I was probably in the back Rick somewhere.
No, like we went green, and I think we only did like 10 laps or something, and you had like 20 some laps of fuel each tank, and this guy's like, I already ran out. And I was like, your math off? Shit.
You know, I
So
really
that was
enjoyed
me.
those that Daytona race that I did with Freaky Faster back row. I really enjoyed that 24-hour deal. So I want to do some more endurance stuff.
Oh yeah. I'd love
If I
to do
can-
that.
Like if my wife will let me on a weekend when the kids aren't here, I'm just gonna.
24 of Daytona, you got Sebring, you've got Mount Panorama.
Yes.
Watch 6 hours at a Glen.
6 of
coming
the
up.
Glen would be fun. All those endurance ones would be fun.
Really, when's I'm gonna have to look that up because, or even if I do like one of these like 2 or 3 hour ones that they have, that'd be pretty fun. Because I'd like to gain some safety rating and I rating back.
Well, I'm still looking at setting up if we can get some more streamers in here. Especially I'd like to get a hold of Matt Malone, Quirk, there's Emily, Love 46, Emily. I can't remember their names, but if we could get them together and do like a charity event, looking at what Quirk and
Those dudes are like
yeah,
wicked fast.
but looking at what they did, I mean, they raised over $13,000 for the St. Jude's Children's Research, and congratulations to you guys for doing that. That was incredible.
Right.
But I'd love to do something like that for the veteran community. I know I voiced it to my uncle-in-law, my wife's uncle, doing like a 6-hour event, and he's like, "That sounds great. Count me out." I was like, "Okay." It's like 6 hours. I was like, "Yeah, but you don't sit there the whole time and do it yourself." Like it doesn't even have to be that long.
I really enjoyed it, like it when we were racing at Daytona, because I raced almost like 4 hours by myself. It was like just running in the middle of the night, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then Richard showed up, but for the most part, I was like by myself, and I was just like got in a groove and was starting to track some people down and was having a good time. I don't know. It felt like it made me want to, you know, do it more and enjoy it.
Well, for years I've actually been wanting to run the Daytona 500. I just hadn't, with the kids being so young, it's difficult to sit down for that amount of time.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to be able to start branching out and doing that. If my kids will grow up.
Yeah. Hurry up, man. No kidding.
Well, it's tough. It's like, hurry up. But at the same time, it's like, oh, you're so cute and small. Daddy, go away.
Go ask mommy what she's doing.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I stream when they're at school, because I mean, otherwise it's almost impossible. I've had to pretty much give up the nighttime ones again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can't sleep anyway. So
Yeah.
when my head pops off the pillow at 3 o'clock, I'm like, I'll try. If I can't go back to sleep, I'll get up and I'll just race until somebody wakes up, and then that's what I get for the day, you know? So.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do and schedule something here. Get some more stuff to do together. Jamie, I'm glad to hear you're going to be running the New Mission paints, and you don't have to, I mean, keep it your color, obviously.
Get ready for the passive aggressive emails.
Yeah. Quick shout out to also Ellswick Esports partnering up with New Mission Motorsports. It's going to be a great little run there. We're going to have access to their information and everything, and it's nice of them to let us in their garage. I know it's going to be something that we're going to have to work out here and keep going with it. We'll try to figure everything out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I think that's it for today. What you guys think? Unfortunately,
I think we covered it.
I think we did for the day. It's been great having you guys here. Thank you guys again for joining us. You guys have yourself a great day. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later.